ahead of intervene nation challenge. So the tomorrow as Catholic New Year and 1,000 years. Yeah. Sweet.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on the news at 7. Sahid Aribisala is my name. Ahead the November 16 governorship election in Ondo State, another group has declared support for Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa. The special assistant to Governor Ayedatiwa Women Mobilization, Mrs. Bayo Aina, while addressing the Ibira Community Women Group in Owo, thanked the people for the show of love and reaffirmed the commitment of the governor to make life better for all residents of the state. Mrs. Aina, who highlighted efforts of the governor to enhance better living of inhabitants, urged the women group to remain steadfast in their commitment to ensure the success of the APC in the governorship election. The people promised to mobilize grassroots support for the governor and pledged their loyalty to his administration. Our correspondent, Wahab Bankole, completes the story.
The venue is the palace of the Odeyi Anambra of our kingdom, Malam Isa Ahmed, as indigenes of the Ibira community in the council area pledged their support for Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa ahead of the fast approaching governorship election. The people, while receiving the special assistant to Governor Ayedatiwa on women mobilization, Mrs. Bayo Aina, applauded Governor Ayedatiwa for his strides in making Ondo State better. The governor's aide thanked them for their commitment and support for the Ayedatiwa administration, with a promise not to betray their trust.
You are important to us, and you are important to Mr. Governor. Mr. Governor wants to appreciate your efforts. Papa, pé ẹ máa jáde ní November 16 láti wá dìbò láti jẹ́ kí ọlọ́lá jùlọ wa lọ kó máa bá iṣẹ́ ìlú ṣó lọ. Nítorí pé kí ni tí gómìnà wa bá débẹ̀, àwọn iṣẹ́ ribiribi tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí, wọ́n lè máa ṣe lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ dúró ti òtítọ́ la wà yìí. Ayédàtiwa ó lè kó wa nílẹ̀ ìlérí l'Ondo State. Wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gba àwọn tíṣà lẹ́nujọ́ mẹ́ta yìí, wọ́n gba àwọn health worker àti iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ tá à ń ṣe láti múlò kúndùn yìí. Àwọn bébí ṣe ń pa Nàìjíríà tó. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa pé ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ yìí.
Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú wa, Ọlọ́run máa wà pẹ̀lú gómìnà wa Ayedatiwa. Ó máa wọlé. Ibi tá a bá ń lọ, àwa Ìbírà o ní Ọ̀wọ̀ local government. Ibi tá a bá ń lọ, ibẹ̀ la máa ń kọjú sí bí ẹ ṣe máa ń sọ bí òkú mọ̀lẹ́bí tó ń lọ lọ́nà. Our focus is our focus. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, a máa débẹ̀. Bí tẹ́ propose pé ń lọ, ẹ máa débẹ̀. Tẹ́ bá débẹ̀, ẹ máa dààmú gàrí wa lọ.
Wọ́n máa bò tó wà. Bọ̀dìjà nígbà tí eléyìí ó tún ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ báyìí. Ó ti pẹ́ tí mo wà náà ìwọ níbẹ̀ kò dọ̀tí o. Níbẹ̀ dọ̀tí inú ẹ̀. A máa ṣe fún wọn.
Addressing the women gathering, Mrs. Bayo Aina commended them for the large turnout and show of love with a promise of more welfare packages.
Gómìnà wa ní iṣẹ́ wa, ó wù òun. Ẹ jẹ́ sọ fún àwọn obìnrin wa tó wà nínú abúlé náà pé ó dà tiwa o. APC ní ká ṣe kí ni o, ní ká tẹ̀ fún.
Some members of the women group commended the passion of Mrs. Aina for propagating the achievements of the present administration and promised more support for the governor.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká jáde ká parapọ̀ ká lè ṣiṣẹ́ kí a lè jọjọ jẹ́ iṣẹ́ Lucky Orímisàn Ayédàtiwa kó lè di gómìnà wa.
Everything tá bá ti ṣe kọ́ àti ní wọ́n bẹ̀. Everywhere tá bá dé àti ní wọ́n bẹ̀. So please work with that.
Gbogbo bí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ó ṣe jẹ wọ́n lọ́kàn ó jẹ wọ́n lógún sí pé káwọn ọmọ wa unemployed youth kan lè rí iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣe ń làkàkà láti sọ pé kán gbé àwọn foreign investors wá láti wá partner pẹ̀lú Ondo State government. In fact, mo fún wọn ní kudos because iṣẹ́ yẹn ó beyond ọ̀rọ̀ 4 years.
The governorship election is billed for November 16, 2024. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
The Ondo State chapter of Social Democratic Party, SDP, has collapsed its structure for the All Progressives Congress flag bearer, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, in the November 16 gubernatorial election. Former chairman of SDP, Dr. Tope Ajulo, while declaring his intentions and that of other party members at the SDP Secretariat, so the party's structures in all the 203 wards have been collapsed for Governor Aiyedatiwa. Government House correspondent Zimo Ebiene reports that Aiyedatiwa, who received the former SDP members, said democracy is a game of numbers.
According to the chairman of the party, Dr. Ajulo, their solidarity with Governor Aiyedatiwa started in June last year during the impeachment saga when SDP leaders authored many publications to ensure sanity in the state. He described the governor as a home builder, humble, easygoing and God-ordained.
He is a father, he is a rallying point, he is a man of integrity, a man of many parts, a home builder. We took people by the arm and we decided to go along with Aiyedatiwa.
Ajulo maintained that they are irrevocably committed to the success of Governor Aiyedatiwa at the poll.
We are collapsing the structure of SDP in all the 203 wards in Ondo State for the betterment, success, upliftment, and victory of Honorable Lucky Aiyedatiwa come November 2024.
The APC chairman, Ade Adetimehin, represented by his deputy, Mr. Agabra Ikoto, appreciated them for supporting the governor, saying they would not regret coming to the APC.
Why APC has now become the pride is because our governor is doing wonderfully well. For the few months he has come to the end of affairs in this state, we can see that the changes are all over the place. In the APC, there is no founder, there is no joiner. The day you join our party, that is the day you have all the rights that any other person in the party has.
Aiyedatiwa thanked the SDP Progressives Congress family. The governor, represented by his deputy, Dr. Olaide Adelami, described the governor as the right man for the job.
APC is a moving train. It's a moving train. And it stops at every bus stop to receive those who are willing to be part of the family of APC. And incidentally, that train stops at the bus stop of SDP.
He urged them to go back to their various wards to propagate the good works the governor has started in the state.
Most of you that are here today, they are leaders of SDP. And what I enjoin you to do today, please, when you get back to your local government, get back to your ward, please, mobilization has just started. And send this message to them, relay this message to them that you are now members of APC. In APC, we do not discriminate, especially this government.
He assured them that the APC would not discriminate against anyone. He later unveiled the SDP Secretariat for the use of the APC.
Now to Rivers State politics. The lingering supremacy battle between the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, lawmakers loyal to his estranged godfather and Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has shifted to the Supreme Court. The Speaker of the lawmakers loyal to Fubara in the State House of Assembly, Victor Okojumbo, said the factional assembly had filed an appeal at the Apex Court to challenge the judgment by the appeal court delivered in Abuja. Recall that the appeal court had nullified the order of the Rivers State High Court, which restrained Amewule and other pro-Wike lawmakers from parading themselves as lawmakers. The court also said only the Federal High Court has the jurisdiction to entertain the matter of the lawmakers. Reacting, Governor Fubara said his administration remains undeterred by the appeal court's ruling and will not waver in its commitment to providing critical infrastructure for the state. President Bola Tinubu has approved the commencement of the data repository, How to School Children's Education, Teacher Training and Development, and Skill Development and Acquisition DOTS project to overhaul the education sector, increase enrollment, and ensure the academic security of the nation's children. The Minister of State for Education, Yusuf Tanko Sununu, said in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, that the DOTS project is to tackle the paucity of coordinated, verifiable, and authentic data in all aspects of the education sector in Nigeria. The minister said the federal government, worried by the increasing rate of out-of-school children in the country, set up the initiative to enable the federal government track the progress of students, thus having a clear data and driven mechanism for interventions, especially concerning out-of-school children, girls, and those with specific learning disabilities, among others. The federal government has received 72 Nigerian graduates trained in China by the China Civil Engineering Construction Company. The graduates were as part of its corporate social responsibility to study railway engineering and other transportation-related courses. At the reception, the Minister of Transportation, Senator Sahid Al-Khali, highlighted the government's commitment to indigenous participation in the railway industry, emphasizing the significance of the National Local Content Policy for Railway developed in 2018. This, according to the Minister, is born out of the realization of the enormous roles played by the rail transport subsector in the country. He noted that the event marked a success of the Ministry's initiatives. Al-Khali expressed optimism about the graduates' contributions to the government's ongoing efforts to modernize the railway sector. We're due to take a break on the news at 7. We'll be back with more stories. Please stay with us. Thank you for rejoining us on the news tonight. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us Nigerian government at all levels have been challenged to intervene in the current crisis facing the country in the area of the economy, security, and to also provide necessary amenities required for living. The Archbishop of Ondo Ecclesiastical Province and Diocesan Bishop of Akure Anglican Community in presidential charge at the third session of the 14th Synod of Akure Diocese at St. Michael's Anglican Church, Ijare, charged Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa on free, fair, and credible election come November this year. Omorola Mbeji reports that the 4-day synod with the theme break
This is the first session of the 14th Synod of Akure Diocese of the new delegates from across the diocese converged to deliberate on the activities of the church. During his charge, Archbishop Ondo Ecclesiastical Province and Diocesan Bishop of Akure Anglican Community of the Most Blessed King said this year's theme, Breaking the Shackles of Sin, was chosen to discourage sinful life, which is a major fundamental challenge of humanity.
Sin is the major cause of man's fall, and the main reason for the coming of Christ. Unfortunately, it remains a huge challenge both for the believers and unbelievers.
He frowned at the current economic meltdown in the country, with epileptic power supply, insecurity, among others, across the country, and called for urgent intervention.
We appeal to the government to stop playing lip service to the issue of security and do something about this. We can't afford to be living in fear in our fatherland. The economy is not in good shape. Cost of living is increasing day by day. Things are becoming tougher, and we don't pray it continue this way.
Most Reverend Borokini encouraged the present administration to give room for free, fair, and credible elections as the electorate go to the polls in November. Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, represented by his Chief of Staff, Olusegun Omojua, called for collective support of religious leaders in the bid to leave the state better than he met it.
Let me assure you that our administration shall continue to pursue the path of accelerated development and security of lives and property in the state. Indeed, we are collaborating with the President and Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his renewed hope agenda. We are doing a lot in this direction as a state to alleviate the sufferings of the people.
Wife of the Bishop, Christiana Borokini, who encouraged women on intensive prayers and hard work, speaks on the Hadassah Safe House established by the church to accommodate survivors of human trafficking across the globe.
All the things we do in Hadassah Safe House has the government backing. We went to the Ministry of Women Affairs to register the house. We went to the government to register this safe house. So we are in order, and all the people out there, even if they are not our members, they should please bring these children. They are children, they are around us. Bring them to our safe house. So there we teach them skills. There, if they want to go to school, we will encourage them to go to school. Anything they want to do, we encourage them.
High points of the events include upgrading of some parishes to Agdikinre and pronouncement of new priests. Omoriola Humbeji, Osrc News.
The Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, has declared tomorrow as the first day of Muharram, marking the beginning of the Islamic year 1446 after Hijrah. A statement by the German Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Sultanate Council, Sokoto, Sambo Junado, stated that there was no report of sighting the moon by national and the various moon sighting committees across the country. The Sultan felicitated Nigerian Muslims on the new year, just as he urged them to continuously pray for peace, progress and development of Nigeria. To security matters now, some officers of the Ondo State Security Network Agency, Amotekun, have been injured following an attack by a group of people suspected to be headsmen by the state capital. It was gathered that the corps arrested some cows which allegedly destroyed farmlands in Osi and Igoba communities in Akure North local government area of the state on Friday. Reports say the Amotekun officers were taking the arrested cows, numbering about 120, to the state headquarters of the Amotekun command in Akure when the herders accosted them on the Akure-Ado Expressway and attacked them. Some of the officers of the corps reportedly shot sporadically into the air to disperse the attackers, while the injured ones were quickly taken into the Amotekun Hilux van. When contacted, the public relations officer of the Ondo Amotekun, Jimo Adenike, confirmed the incident and said an investigation has commenced. Yoruba Socio-Cultural Organization, Afenifere, Yoruba Council Worldwide and other stakeholders in the southwest of the country have raised the alarm over the resurgence of kidnapping in the region, describing it as disturbing and disheartening. They raised the alarm following last Sunday's attack on the commercial bus on the Ijebu-Ode-Shagamu Expressway and the abduction of 20 travelers by bandits. Publicity Secretary of the Pan-Yoruba Social Cultural Organization of Fenifere, Jari Ajayi, said the resurgence of kidnapping in the southwest and other parts of the country is very disturbing and disheartening, saying what they thought had been a thing of the past has shown up again. Concerned elders and leaders in the region said the new trend is unacceptable and urged their governors to rise to the challenge and rejig the security architecture in the area. The federal government has redeemed its pledge to establish a mobile police base in the Gashish community, Bariken-Ladi local government area of Plateau State. Gunmen had attacked or had killed over 200 persons and destroyed properties worth millions of naira after the attack committee in 2018, a development which made the federal government promise the people a mobile police unit to forestall further attacks someday. At the inauguration ceremony, Secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, expressed the project would further enhance the security of lives and property in the state. Still staying with security issues, the Lagos State Police Command says some kidnappers engaged its officers in a gun battle during a foiled kidnapping attempt at Ladipo area of the state. According to the police public relations officer of the command, Benjamin Ndeng, the kidnappers had concluded to strike before they were confronted by the police. 9 of the kidnappers were killed while 2 others escaped with gunshot injuries. He stated that the kidnappers planned to kidnap numerous wealthy individuals in Isolo, Okota, Ejigo, and Ladipo areas of Lagos State. 4 AK-47 rifles, 4 locally made semi-automatic pistols, 9 AK-47 magazines, 3 walkie-talkies, 1 POS machine, and a loudspeaker were recovered from them. Also recovered are their operational vehicles, 1 black Toyota 4Runner and a blue Lexus car. Now to the foreign scene. U.S. officials are warning that Storm Beryl could regain strength and eat Texas as a Category 2 hurricane. Beryl was downgraded a tropical storm after hitting Mexico. Kemisola Ojomo has details.
Hungry residents of Tulum, mainly low-income indigenous Mayans, wait patiently in line while soldiers prepare a meal of fish stew, rice and beans, the only food most will have eaten since before Hurricane Belle hit Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula at dawn on Friday.
On Thursday night, they cut off electricity. Now there's no way to cook, and we're all hungry.
Power lines are still down and telecommunication shoddy at best. Aftermath of the Category 2 storm is obvious to the eye. But for this family who live hand to mouth, having something in their stomach is a good start on the road to recovery. The storm damaged some homes, especially those who can least afford it. Like Hector and Rufina, parts of their roof flew off, soaking everything inside, including their cardboard walls.
The hurricane season starts now, but they've never come before September or October. And imagine if it's starting already, what can we expect? I'm worried.
But unlike Hurricane Octus, which caused catastrophic damage and left at least 50 dead in Acapulco last October, this time authorities took precautions and there were no human casualties. On the road to Tulum, businesses are slowly opening up. Tourists are starting to come out, relieved that in the Riviera Maya, the worst is over, at least for now. Kemisola Ojomo, Osrc News.
To end the news tonight, another look at the major stories. More groups have continued to drum support for Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa ahead November governorship poll. Also told you that Akure Anglican Diocese Bishop, the Most Reverend Simeon Borokini, has charged the federal government to intervene in the nation's economic and security challenges. Also brought to you a report that the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, has declared tomorrow as commencement of Islamic New Year. And from the foreign scene, thousands are in darkness as Hurricane Beryl swept over Mexico. And that's the news tonight. Thanks for watching. Good evening.